Hi there, John Hicks here. Hope you're well. I just wanted to record a quick video to just explain something that I think I've got my head round more recently, and it has confused me. And then someone asked the other day about this question, and I think it's something that's worth clarifying. So I think I've got this right, and I hope that this will be useful to you if you are considering getting a guitar that can do this thing. So let me explain what that is. So this question of series and parallel on a guitar. Often on guitars, a lot of guitars, you've got your tone and you've got your volume and you've got your pickup switching. And then you've got some guitars that do what's called a coil tap, where you say if you've got a humbucker, you can pull the switch or whatever, however the mechanism works, and you can split your humbucker into a single coil. So which is nice. So I've got a PRS SE Starler, and one of the reasons I picked that guitar is that it's kind of looks a bit Les Paul-y like, but when you play with the pickups, you've got the lovely, like, beefy humbuckers, but then I can pull the coil tap and it gives me single coil tones. And I particularly like the middle position with the two humbuckers split. It gives you a nice jangly rhythm tone. So what's got me to this point about talking about series and parallel switching is my Epiphone Swingster. Again, got to be careful. Absolutely loving this guitar. Now, I bought it knowing that it was going to be a bit of a learning curve for me, because I historically don't like the four knobs on these things, on any Gibson type guitar. It just confuses the hell out of me. I know what they are. I know there's volume and tone, but I'm used to a Telecaster kind of setup, and so it's a lot easier. But I got this guitar because I like the fact that you've got such a range of tones on it, and I didn't really understand why. I understood what it was doing in terms of the title of the task, but I didn't really understand how it worked. So on the Epiphone Swingster, you have on a tone pots the ability to push and pull. It does it on both tone pots. And so what that means is that when the tone pots are pushed down, if you like, in default position, they're sat in series when pushed down, and when you pull them out, they're sat in a parallel mode. What does that mean? Okay, right. Well, basically, when the humbucker is sat, so on a guitar that doesn't have parallel series switching, a humbucker will sit in a parallel position. Got to get this right, it's still confusing. A parallel. So what that means is, there'll be a diagram just up here for you to see, is that basically they are sitting together working like a normal humbucker. When it moves, when you have it in series mode, what happens is it's like you turn both of those coils in the humbucker. They are switched into a single coil functionality, aka in much the same way as a coil tap would turn a humbucker into a single coil. But the difference here is that both the coils are still on, but they're working like they're in series to each other. So there's your first single coil, there's the next one, there's a wire connecting the two, so that they're both working as single coils independently of each other. Whereas when they're working in parallel mode, they are connected together, working as a humbucker. So here's the two diagrams. So this is series mode and this is parallel. And so what we get in series, when you've got the two single coil thing going on, you get quite a brighter tone, but because they're single coils, the overall output, because it's in series, is a lot lower. So let me just demonstrate with the neck position on here. If I play a D chord, so that's quite chimey, and then when I pull the tone pot on that pickup and switch it into parallel, hello, why did that just do that? Hello, come back to me, hello. And when I switch it back to into parallel, aka what's meant to be the default humbucker position, you can hear it's a higher output but a slightly darker tone or a fatter tone. Let's do that with a bit of lead, I guess. You can hear the breakup of the amp is more there because the output's higher. So yeah, so why is this useful? Well, it's useful because whilst it's not a coil tap per se, it's useful that you can get different tones. So if you want to beef up your signal, so for example, if you're doing some rhythm in single coil series mode, and then you want to switch to maybe a higher output lead tone, so it could be a situation where you're wanting to keep particularly on this style of hollow body, you're wanting to keep the feedback lower, so you'd sit in sort of the standard series mode, and then you want to just increase it so you've got a bit more gain on your amp. So maybe you push it into the breakup of the amp, maybe you enhance a bit of the feedback thing. That's quite useful from that perspective. So most Gibsons and Epiphone guitars with humbuckers, ordinarily they're going to be in parallel mode as standard if they don't have the switching capability. On the Swingster, it starts in series mode, the single coils working together, and then switches to the more traditional. So that beefy tone you would get from a Les Paul, for example, you'd have to pull the tone pot out to get that the equivalent tone on a Swingster. I hope that was helpful. Just wanted to answer that question. It's really open now that I've got my head around it, although I'm still a little bit kind of wobbly. It's helpful to just articulate that. So I hope that's helpful to you. If you've got any questions about this guitar, get in touch. I'm learning so much about tone and all sorts with this older style guitar versus, say, my Starler or my Telecaster. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. That will help me a lot if you could do that. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.